Hello, it's time for another exciting episode of Really Loud Trucks and Pens in Use. This is the show where I talk about the fountain pens and inks I've been using throughout the week. And as you can see, it's a special edition where we're on the road and we'll just have to talk about where I'm at. So let's dive into it. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, I'm at the home of the Squirrels. I'm at Central Cass High School / Elementary School, and you can see their logo behind me if you don't believe me. So, in other news, what are your opinions on school mascots? Anything cool like this where you are? Let us know down in the comments.
Alright, so let me just adjust things here. I don't have a very big preview, but these are the pens and inks I've been using this week while I've been on the road. They're not neatly packed, and my voice is a little strange because I'm on the road. Although by the time you hear this, I am probably back in my small town. Anyway, from left to pens that I took with me, I have a Parker Vector. I have a Waterman Carène. I have a Rexpen long ink window pen thing. Sorry, I can't remember what I called it. Lamy 2000, Aurora 88. Visconti Gold Point number 5. I have a Curidas and two, count them, Pilot Custom 823s. Paper is this tool paper. Like, you're a tool. No, tool. However you pronounce that. It's some paper that the Moto Lisa gave me to try out, so I'm trying it out. And yes, by the way, I did get down to Fort Abercrombie this week on Wednesday, where the Moto Lisa and I met up. So let's give this a date. We'll go with August. I was supposed to record this August 5th, but I got tired by the time I got to this motel room, so I'm now recording it about 6 in the morning their time, 5 in the morning my time. So August, and I just wrote 6th. 5th, it's supposed to be 5th. So, Parker Vector is not, a super flashy, amazing pen. I like them because they're reliable and they write well, and a little bit of affection for them because this is the very first pen I owned. This is what got me into the fountain pen thing. So we've got a Parker Vector. I'm going to adjust the camera angle here in just a minute. And I apologize if you're hearing a lot of fan noise. This room was flipping hot. I was sweating, so I turned the air conditioner on. Okay, there we go. It's so humid here in the eastern North Dakota. I'm just not used to it. So we got a Parker Vector. It has a medium nib, and the ink in it is platinum carbon black. I actually brought this pen with me because I was going to address and mail some envelopes for pen pal letters, because I am way behind on those. But you know what? I didn't even write any pen pal letters. I've got a few ready to mail. Maybe I should address them and mail them off this morning before I leave. But anyway, this is a very, very, very waterproof ink, so it's perfect for envelopes. As far as a daily writing black, it's just too high maintenance. It's to clean it out of a pen is kind of annoying. Okay, my next pen, which is still inked. This is a Waterman Carène. Discovered that the Moto Lisa and I both have the same pen and the same finish. Ooh, we got a little ink. Be right back. We'll wipe that off.
12 seconds later.
I feel like that happened last week, too. Anyway, I did make a stupid mistake with this pen. I left this pen case in my car. I walked to class every day. You got to see me doing that. Except for the last day, I drove over. And I had a bunch of pens with me to show the Mona Lisa. So I remembered to bring them in because they were in their own nice case. But I forgot about this little group of pens. Because I had my Pilot Custom 823 on me, and then the rest of them, not so much. Anyway, so they sat in my car in that 90-degree weather while I was in taking the class in air-conditioned comfort. So I was kind of scared what I'd find when I went out, but most of them didn't leak. So the ink in here is a Iroshizuku. Fuyu-gaki. One thing, doing this in the morning like this is helping me have neat handwriting during pens in use. Alrighty. And as I write with them, I'm putting them back in their elastic in the pen case because I still got hours to go because this state's huge. So we should cap it first. So this pen is kind of fun. Oops. I just hid my preview behind. I opened up a window to see what the heck my oops, still screwed up. Opened up a window to see what the heck ink that was, and yeah. Anyway, I call this, it's a Rexpen, so of Toe's Pencala fame. I call it long ink window. Oop, focus isn't cooperating there. Yes, there we go. Because it has such an absurdly long ink window. So there was a Senator version of this too, but this is from Croatia, or as it was known then, Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia had Croatia and several countries. Rexpen is also Toe's Pencala. And this has a Bach nib on it, and the ink is Rohrer and Klingner, Alt-goldgrün. Which I've always liked. It's a very different kind of green. Somewhere along the line I read that it has a gold sheen, but then I have other people that say no, it doesn't, and I've never experienced it, so I'm kind of, nowadays I'm in the it doesn't have a sheen camp. I think the gold is actually just referring to it's kind of a yellowish green. There, that's better. Okay, I just moved a couple of pens and I forgot what order they were in, so if this goes out of order from what I introduced, I'm sorry. This is the lovely Lamy 2000. My fine point one has been taking a break the last few months because that's what she does in the summer, and but I need my Lamy 2000 fixed somehow, so this is a broad-nibbed one. And of course, the Lamy, Mona Lisa remarked on this that it's a lot like writing with a music nib or a cursive italic or something. So it's broad. The ink in it is Noodler's. I'll just abbreviate. Black Swan in Australian Rose. Just a really, really nice color. This paper is performing quite well. I've seen tool paper. Let's see what's left in Bismarck. The Staples is gone in Bismarck, so the other thing that's there, I think, is an Office Depot. Could be an Office Max, but I think it's an Office Depot. And I won't be going through Bismarck today to find out, so. Because I'm on Highway 200. I'm actually staying right now in a town called Carrington, which is, a little bigger than my town, but pretty much comparable in size and whatnot. More green because it's further east. But, Alright, this is my Aurora 88 with a beautiful Giove finish. I saw this and fell in love with it. And it's still inked up because I just don't find too many places to use this ink. Nice ink. But unless I'm doing pen pal letters or something, it's just not that useful. Or if I was correcting, this is a nice color to correct with. So it's an Aurora 88, and it's a Stipula, Calamo, Saffron, Yellow. I'm not sure how I feel about the color of my lighting here, but you know what? I'm in a motel room in Carrington, North Dakota, so beggars can't be choosers. Way back, I used to use a document camera all the time for my writing. I'd take it from school to home and then back to school because I used to use it to teach. My own personal document camera, of course. Not the school's, because I wouldn't do that with a school piece of equipment. But anyway, what happened to it? I broke it somewhere, in the process of doing that. It was a fragile thing. But I do like using this document camera for my live streams also. Alright, this is a Visconti Gold Point number 5. Oh, sorry, number 1. Says so right there. One fault I have with it is the square edges don't line up perfectly between cap and pen. Other than that, very attractive finish. So Visconti Gold Point. This looks almost black. But it's not. What is the nib in this? Jeez, I can't read that in this light. M is what it looks like, so medium. The ink in this is Iroshizuku. And now I have to admit, I'm taking a guess, and I don't have my bottle with me to find out, and I didn't write it down. So, I'm going to guess Tsu-kushi. I used up one bottle of Iroshizuku Brown, and I have one left. And I can't remember which one is left. So Tsu-kushi is in my brain, so we'll go with that, but I could be wrong. Alright. Yeah, on the screen that's looking black, but it is just a very dark brown. Okay, my next pen, I thought I would use more this week, but I didn't. This is the Platinum Curidas. I had a little bit of a battle getting this one filled, or to work once I put it back together, because I'd kind of forgotten how to put it back together. When you take this apart, it's a whole engineering process to put it back together, because you have to take it apart to fill it. But anywho, this is a platinum Curidas with a medium nib. The fine is just a little bit too fine on a platinum pen for me. This is like perfect for note-taking and whatnot. The ink in it is Iroshizuku, because I'm trying to use this one up. Because I've told you, I'm trying to use up ink. Ama-iro. I like the color. I just happen to have several bottles of the exact same color, you know, by different names. You know, I've got Lamy turquoise, I've got Monteverde turquoise. I may have one other turquoise too, I can't remember. Anyway, too many bottles of the basically the same color. How does that happen? I don't know, I'm an ink hoarder. I like ink. And ink bottles by themselves, especially the little Iroshizuku bottles, are cheap. Well, not cheap, but not very expensive, so you can... They're like candy. Alright, this is my... And I may have gotten the Moto Lisa to look at buying one of these. This is my Platinum... I'm sorry, my Pilot Custom 823. This is the Smoke Edition. So it's a very... It's not... Oh, it's hard to tell there. It's not black, it's actually a very, very dark smoky gray. And this ink just matches it perfectly. Pilot Custom 823. Has a broad nib in it. And what's the ink? Iroshizuku. I have 2 bottles of gray Iroshizuku ink too, so I'm gonna start working on this one. Why am I focusing on Fuyu-syogun Iroshizuku? Because they're small bottles. I can use them up fairly quickly, and that will give me a big feeling of victory, plus it will clear out a lot of space in a hurry. Now, whereas if I focus on the bigger bottles, it'll just take forever. I mean, it'll get to the point where I'm working on big bottles of ink anyway, but by then all these tiny little Iroshizuku bottles will be gone, and I'll have you know, a lot more space. Okay. I'd like to have a couple show bottles of ink in that top shelf behind me, and well, not right now, because I'm not, oops, I didn't just do that. This is my other Pilot Custom 823. This is the more classic brown version. Very nice pen. This is what I carried around with me. In fact, I had to bring extra black ink with me because I emptied this out twice this week. The paper we were using for our notebooks, because we were given notebooks, just sucked the ink in. You know what the reason they gave us notebooks is they were modeling something we're trying to teach. Is a computer science class. We're trying to teach students how to journal. You know, in an educational sense, not the dear diary, I'm just so angry about how Imelda talked to me today. But, you know, more in the sense of developing understanding of computer science concepts. Okay, sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. What the ink is? It's Aurora Black. Another bottle I am trying to use up. I thought I was halfway through it, and then I found 2 half bottles down. Oops, CK. I found 2 half bottles of it down in my basement. So, dumped one of them in. The other one I will dump in eventually. But it's going to take a little bit longer to use up this ink than I had thought. Which is fine. You know, that'll be, by the time I'm done, that'll be 3 bottles out of my collection. And black ink I go through fairly quickly, because I'll buy 3, sometimes 4 bottles of black ink in a year. Alright, so messed up on the audio at the start of this. Sorry. And then I messed up again with one other piece. But it looks like the audio for the rest of this is good. Some of it I'm going to narrate because there was wind. But I don't know what I did with those first two scenes, and they're like the important ones. And, I guess I could refilm them if I want to backtrack all that way, but I really don't. So I'm going to dub over it and make it look like a foreign movie. So those are the pens and inks that I've been using in Fargo all week. Not as much as I thought I would, because I didn't do much pen pal writing, but I did a little, writing for me. And a lot of note-taking. So made a lot of progress with the Aurora Black anyway. And I did bring along a bottle of Parker Quink Washable Blue so that the Mona Lisa could enjoy it. So anyway, so we're going to walk around the town of Casselton, and then we're going to turn around. We're going to also walk around the town of Hannaford. Normally I would include a little bit of dash cam footage in these, but you know what? I can't. Because I can't get it off. The dash cam is sitting, or the dash cam is fine, but I'm on the road and my little adapter that I can plug the SD cards into isn't with me. It's at my house, so we're going to do it without dash cam footage.
Okay, apparently squirrels play football and run track. I'm kind of on the high school / gymnasium side of the school.
Alright, so this is the Central Cass School located in Castleton, North Dakota. It has an enrollment close to 700 students, K through 12. And Castleton itself is a town of about 3,000, located on Interstate 94, just a hop, skip, and a jump outside of Fargo. And it's much easier to drive than Fargo. So I thought first we'd walk Main Street, just checking out a cool building here. And then the very interesting parallel parking in the middle of the street. I wish there had been a car or two parked there because it's eerie effect. One side of Main Street is old buildings, the other side is a park, and then there is the railroad there. And again, we're just looking at the cool old buildings. And then I noticed this sign, and I just had to get a closer look at the sign for this bar. Yeah, see, I looked back and like, what? Yeah, I thought that was kind of a neat sign. I don't know. I think that lady's going into the bar. There is a winery there, a Maple River Winery. They use local fruits to make the wine. The tour was disappointing, but the wine, if you're into that kind of thing, is okay. And I just looking at the park that's on the other side of Main Street here. It was hot. I was sweating because it was hot and it was humid. Now, there are 6 North Dakota governors that come from Castleton, most of any town, and this park celebrates all 6 of them. Jack Dalrymple has been governor since I moved to the state. The rest of them, I know George Sinner, but he is before my time. And the rest of them are way before my time. And actually, our current governor, Doug Burgum, is from north of Castleton, from a town called Arthur. So that's kind of wild. And then there's a little more Main Street. A lot of green trucks going through and stuff. It's harvest time, I guess. Actually, there was a lot of traffic going through Castleton when I was there. I was kind of surprised. And I'm just looking at another cool old building, like I do, because that's how this channel rolls. And of course, I have to show you the grain elevator. Castleton has some very modern stuff outside of town, but in town it does have the more traditional types of grain elevator. Again, right on the railroad tracks. And I just wanted to show you a residential street. They're basically tree-lined, nice streets. Mix of different types of homes. I like that the sidewalks are well back from the street. Of course, the houses are well back from the street too, which means the larger lots. So maybe that's not so good, because I hate mowing lawn a lot. Anyway, we're walking here.
just another sidewalk, a little bit closer to the street. And then, was this the church? No, I guess not. And then I noticed a cool old vehicle. There was some stuff going to happen in Castleton the next day, so I think this is one of the people getting ready for it. I know it included a car show. I can't remember what else is involved. And then I found this cool stone church. I'm guessing Episcopal, because they tend to build really nice small churches like that, but I don't know. And the sign here was no help, because nothing was a help, because the church is no longer a church. It's just a cool old building. Even a stone roof on the steeple. And I looked over at this. Yeah, I love that stonework. The sign on it is it's, the Castleton Heritage Center, so don't know. This church I do know is Catholic because it says so. St. Leo's Catholic Church. Huge Catholic church, actually. And I forgot to film him, but St. Leo's there somewhere with his finger pointing up at a bird in the sky or something. And then I found a Lutheran church. There's more than 2 churches in Castleton. These are just the 2 I happened to walk past that caught my eye. This one was a little disappointing, though, once I got around the other side, because the cool old building is totally covered up by additions. I realize handicaps, accessibility, and all that, but still. What a shame. Oh, not Lutheran. Probably was Lutheran at one time. I'm seeing more and more evangelical free churches in North Dakota. Don't know much about them. All right, then just some more residential area. And then I moved on quite a ways to Hannaford, a town of about 100. No, the school is closed. But this was the school. I'm not sure when it closed, but that orange, I immediately guessed Hannaford, which by the way is quite north of the interstate, must have had orange as one of its school colors. But now the school has been turned into a place for businesses. And for a town of 100, Hannaford has quite a lot of business. Of course, again, I have to show you the grain elevator. That's quite an operation. Hannaford doesn't have a main street. They have a wheat street. I thought that was fun. And then a nice kind of different gas station. Sort of, parts of it sort of old-fashioned. Then looking down Main Street. And then, I don't know why I showed you the whole roof there. I didn't figure out what this building is. It could be empty. Like, it could be something, though. Anyway, moving on. Yes, I was right. They were the Orioles at one time. And then this is just a look north. I eventually drove this way as I continued north on. I think this was Highway 1. And Hannaford has 2 banks. Again, this is a town of 100 people, so they're doing something right. Not sure what, but something they are doing right. Because I've toured some other... Oh, no, this wasn't one of the banks. Never mind. I don't know what this was, but I filmed inside and it had a lot of junk. But it did have 2 banks. Just this wasn't one of them. Looks like they got a little cleaning up to do. And then just looking, there's a bar. Of course there's a bar. It's called the Detour. Small yellow building. There was a cafe that I saw. Just an old road grader. And bowling alley. And one of the banks appearing in the background there. So, I was impressed with Hannaford. I can't quite read the sign with this previous screen. There was some old abandoned buildings too, but basically Hannaford was in good shape. And then I saw this thing. I'm not sure what it is. It had this old camper right inside the garage doors, but then you look through there and there's a whole bunch of tables like it's a restaurant or something, so I don't know what it is. Of course, I had to found a flag. Somebody has Oriole Pride, and then a cool Lutheran church in the background. This one was Lutheran. And the post office. And I included a shot of whatever that thing is on the roof of the post office. There you go. So 2 cool towns, one right on the interstate, one quite a ways up Highway 1. And I'll have more to come. So thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.